When we look at Michael Jordan today, we see a god. We see the statue outside the United Center. We see the 6 rings. We see the billionaire brand. We see the logo that is worn by kids who never even saw him play. We look at him and we say, he was born different. He was a freak of nature. He was destined for greatness. It is easy to worship the result. It is much harder to look at the process. Because if you peel back the layers of the legend, you don't find magic, you don't find destiny, you don't find a man who was touched by the hand of God. You find a man who was fueled by a dark, relentless, almost psychotic obsession with proving everyone wrong. You think you know the story, you think you know about the talent, but talent didn't make Michael Jordan. Pain made Michael Jordan. Rejection made Michael Jordan. Failure made Michael Jordan. Today, we are going to look at the blueprint of the greatest competitor who ever lived, and we are going to find out that his superpower wasn't his jump shot, it was his mind. The list without the name. Let's go back to 1978, Wilmington, North Carolina, Emsley A. Laney High School. A 15-year-old boy walks into the gym. He is skinny, he is 5'10", he is just Mike. He wants one thing, to play on the varsity basketball team. He tries out. He gives it everything he has. The next morning, he runs to the locker room to check the list. There are 15 names on the list. He looks for Jordan. He scans up. He scans down. It's not there. But his friend's name, Leroy Smith, is there. Imagine that moment, the humiliation, the confusion. Most kids in that situation would quit. They would say, well, I guess I'm not good enough. I'll play baseball. I'll focus on school. They would let the failure define their ceiling. Jordan went home, locked his door, and cried until he couldn't breathe. But then something shifted. The switch flipped. He didn't just get mad, he got to work. From that day forward, Jordan didn't practice to get better, he practiced to kill. Whenever he was working out in the summer heat and his lungs were burning and his legs were shaking and he wanted to stop, he would close his eyes and he would see that list in the locker room without his name on it. He turned his pain into petrol. This is the first lesson of the Jordan mindset. You do not run from disrespect. You collect it, you store it, and you use it as fuel. The Jordan rules, hitting the wall. Fast forward, Jordan makes the NBA. He is a star. He is scoring 63 points against the Celtics. He is winning MVP awards, but he isn't a champion. Standing in his way was a team called the Detroit Pistons, the Bad Boys. They had a specific strategy for Michael Jordan. It was called the Jordan rules. The rule was simple. If Michael goes to the hoop, hurt him, knock him down, hit him in the ribs, make him feel it. For 3 straight years, 1988, 1989, 1990, the Pistons beat up Michael Jordan. They physically bullied him. They eliminated the Bulls from the playoffs 3 times in a row. The critics started talking. He's just a scorer. He can't win the big one. He's selfish. He needs to pass more. Jordan was at a crossroads. He was the best individual player in the world, but he was hitting a wall he couldn't break. He could have demanded a trade. He could have blamed his teammates. He could have complained to the referees. Instead, he looked in the mirror. He realized that his talent was enough to be a star, but his body wasn't enough to be a champion. He was too skinny. He was getting pushed around. So, in the summer of 1990, he created the Breakfast Club. He started lifting weights at 6 a.m. every morning before practice. Back then, basketball players didn't lift heavy weights. They thought it would mess up their shot. Jordan didn't care. He needed armor. He added 15 pounds of pure muscle. He transformed his body into a weapon. He didn't do it to look good on the beach. He did it for one reason, to survive the Pistons. He spent an entire summer in hell so he could walk through fire. And the next year, the Bulls swept the Pistons 4-0. Jordan didn't just beat them, he broke them. Lesson number 2, if you cannot get over the wall, you must evolve. You must build the strength to break the wall down. The Tyrant Leader. Here is the uncomfortable truth about greatness. Greatness is not nice. Greatness is not polite. Michael Jordan was not a nice teammate. He was a tyrant. He would punch teammates in practice. He would verbally destroy them. He would ride them until they broke. Why? Was he a bully? No, he was a standard bearer. He knew that the pressure of the NBA Finals was going to be 100 times worse than a Tuesday practice. He needed to know, can I trust you? If I scream at you now, will you fold? Because if you fold now, you will fold in Game 7 against the Lakers. He famously said, winning has a price. Leadership has a price. I pulled people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenged people when they didn't want to be challenged. He never asked a teammate to do something he wasn't doing himself. If they ran a sprint, Mike won. If they did a drill, Mike went hardest. He didn't demand excellence, he embodied it. Most people want to be successful, but they want to be liked. Jordan didn't care if you liked him. He demanded that you respected him. He understood that to be the best, you have to separate yourself from the pack. You have to be willing to be the villain in someone else's story, to be the hero in your own. The first retirement, the failure. In 1993, Jordan is on top of the world, 3 championships in a row, and then tragedy strikes. His father, James Jordan, his best friend, his confidant, is murdered. The world stopped. Michael lost his anchor. He had climbed the mountain, but now the view was empty, so he walked away. At the peak of his powers, he retired from basketball. He decided to play baseball. Why? Because it was his father's dream. He went from being the king of the world to being a minor league rookie riding a bus in Birmingham, Alabama, and he failed. He batted .202. He struck out constantly. The media laughed at him. Sports Illustrated put him on the cover with the title, "Bag It, Michael." They mocked him. They said he was embarrassing himself. But look closer. Here was the greatest athlete on earth, humble enough to be a beginner again. He was showing up to the batting cage at 6 a.m. until his hands bled. He was failing publicly on a global stage, and he didn't quit. People call the baseball era a mistake. I call it the recharge. He learned something in the minor leagues that he had forgotten in the NBA, the purity of the game, the struggle. He reconnected with the hunger. Sometimes to move forward, you have to step back. Sometimes you have to lose yourself to find yourself. The comeback. I'm back. March 18th, 1995. 2 words sent by fax. I'm back. The king returned. But he wasn't ready. He wore number 45. His body was built for baseball, not basketball. His timing was off. In the playoffs, the Bulls lost to the Orlando Magic. At the end of the game, Nick Anderson stole the ball from Jordan. After the game, Anderson said, "Number 45 doesn't explode like number 23 used to." That was the biggest mistake of Nick Anderson's life. He poked the bear. Jordan didn't say a word. He went into the summer of 1995 with a vengeance we have never seen before or since. He was filming the movie Space Jam. He had the studio build a full basketball court on the movie set. He would film the movie all day and then invite the best players in the NBA to the Jordan Dome at night. He studied them. He destroyed them. He got his body back. That next season, the 1996 Chicago Bulls went 72-10. The greatest record in history at the time. They swept through the playoffs, and on Father's Day, 1996, Jordan won his 4th title. There is a famous clip of him in the locker room after that game. He is lying on the floor, clutching the ball, sobbing uncontrollably. The pain of his father's death, the humiliation of the baseball failure, the loss to Orlando, it all came out. He didn't just win, he conquered his own ghosts. The flu game. Mind over matter. If you want to understand the power of the mind, you look at Game 5 of the 1997 finals, the flu game, though we now know it was likely food poisoning. Jordan wakes up in the middle of the night, shaking, vomiting, high fever. He can't keep water down. He can barely stand up. The medical staff tells him, "You cannot play. You are dehydrated. You are risking your health." It is the NBA Finals, series tied 2-2. Jordan looks at them and says, "I'm playing." Watch the footage. He looks like a corpse. During timeouts, he is leaning on his knees, eyes closed, gasping for air. But when the whistle blows, he is a killer. He played 44 minutes. He scored 38 points. He hit the game-winning three-pointer. At the end of the game, he collapsed into Scottie Pippen's arms. He had completely emptied the tank. He gave everything he had, and then he found more. This is the ultimate lesson. Your body will try to quit. Your mind must be the master. When you think you are done, you are only at 40%. Jordan showed us that human potential is not limited by how you feel. It is limited by what you decide. The last shot. In 1998, The Last Dance, Game 6 against the Utah Jazz. Scottie Pippen is injured. Dennis Rodman is distracted. The team is old. They are running on fumes. 10 seconds left. Bulls down by 1. Jordan steals the ball from Karl Malone. He brings it up court. No timeout. He doesn't need a coach to tell him what to do. He knows. He drives right. He crosses over. Brian Russell slips. Jordan rises up. Hold the pose. Snap the wrist. Game. Set. Match. It was the perfect ending. He scored 45 points. He took the last shot. He won the 6th ring. He didn't leave it to chance. He took control of his destiny. Be legendary. So, what is the takeaway? Why does this story matter to you? You aren't playing in the NBA Finals. It matters because Michael Jordan wasn't competing against the other teams. He was competing against himself. He was competing against his own potential. He didn't become the GOAT because he wanted to be famous. He became the GOAT because he was terrified of being average. He was terrified of leaving potential on the table. You have a list in your life, a rejection, a failure, a doubt. You have a Detroit Piston, an obstacle that keeps knocking you down. You have a flu game, a day when you feel like quitting. What are you going to do? Are you going to feel sorry for yourself? Or are you going to close your eyes, see the name on the list, and do one more rep? Don't try to be Michael Jordan. You can't be him, but you can have his spirit. You can have his fire. Greatness is not a gene. Greatness is a decision. Decide.